Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Serenity TV podcast. Now, in today's episode, we'll be discussing something that really begs the question: purpose. What purpose people are trying to, leave behind, what they are, going to be known for, and the rest of it. So that brings us to today's topic: the right legacy for young men. The right legacy for young men. Now, legacy, people see legacy. When you say legacy, what's legacy? People see legacy as having riches, wealth, cars, and the rest of it. But legacy begs to differ. That's not what legacy is all about. It's about influence. It's about values. What you should be known for. What people, tends to know about you even when you leave the room. What is that thing that people want you to be known for? Or what is that thing you want people to know you for even when you are not there? That is what legacy is all about. It's about your influence, everything you stand for, your values as a person, as a young man in today's society. So, joining me to unpack and dissect this wonderful episode, I am joined by two wonderful personalities in the studio in the person of Mr. Chuku Benson. So, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay. And again, I'm joined with a young lady in the studio in the person of Miss Cynthia. Miss Cynthia, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
All right. Okay. So go nowhere. Stay relaxed as we try to understand what legacy is all about. So stay tuned. Okay. Now, when you step into a room and leave the room for a moment, what do people say about you? What are the values that one can say this person emulates kind of value and I'd love to, follow that footsteps, right? What kind of person are you? What that is where this word legacy comes in play. This word legacy is big. It's not all about wealth, riches, and the rest. It has to do with values, what you're known for, even with struggles and the rest around you. You can still stand by these rules and say, I am so disciplined in this aspect. So, now, do you think people are more focused in surviving rather than building a legacy for themselves? Or first off, let's understand what legacy is all about from your own point of view.
Well, I think you have already explained what legacy is all about. Legacy is all about impact. It is about character. It's about living something meaningful. It is also about trying to put your life so that the next generation can able to talk about your life. Because when you talk about legacy, you are talking about a positive impact or contribution that you showed even while you are living or while you are no longer there. So that's what I would say legacy is all about for me.
Okay, now currently, do you think young men of this age are more focused in building the legacy or they're just more about survival and whiling away their time? They don't really focus on this word legacy.
Yeah, when you talk about that, the society, what we see happening in the world has made some young people, let me not generalize it, to captures legacy on a different form. Everyone has their definition of legacy. What where we can able to evaluate or say we can be able to look into and know which one is the right legacy. That is how that's where they phrase the right legacy for the young people. So everyone in the world right now, everyone is chasing shadows, everyone is chasing one thing or the other. For them, they want to survive. For them, they want to leave something for their next generation or their family or for themselves. So for them, it is legacy for them. But in the right sense, when you start evaluating that from a critical aspect of it, on a point of view, you will see that that may not be legacy. So I would say personally that some achievements are not some achievements by young people are not actually legacy per se. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Cynthia, now from your own point of view, right, you think what legacy do you think young men of the society are expected to have, or is there any expectation of them needed from them currently?
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful question. For me, like you guys have said, and you guys have talked about what legacy is all about. And to me, I would say, yes, there are a particular thing we expected the young ones to have in mind when we talk about legacy. Because to me, I believe that legacy is not about the trophy. It's about the integrity in earning the trophy. You understand? It's not about you having a company. It's about the examples, the life you live, the life of emulation. You understand? If you own a company and have people that works for you, what impact are you showing them? What knowledge, what are you imparting in them? What will they talk about when you leave? So it's not about you earning all these things. It's about how you are able to build this particular things.
Now, that's actually great then. I want to know what legacy do you think young men need to have?
Okay. To me, I there's things I call three C's.
Fix it,
Yeah,
okay?
three C's. One is courage. Courage to look into yourself in the mirror and be able to tell yourself the truth, the honest truth. You understand? You alone is the only person that can tell yourself the honest truth. And another the same courage is for you to be the only voice to say this is wrong and you state why it is wrong. The courage is also to be vulnerable. Then the second C is the craft. The craft. So the craft is how are you building these things, the integrity in your business. That is it, in whatever you find yourself in doing. Then the last thing is the confidence. The confidence is kind of the commitment you have. So I expect these young men to have these three C's: the courage, the craft, and the confidence.
Okay, sir, what personally to you, you're a man of legacy, if I'm right to say. Right? You know, you have a legacy that you have in business for yourself and you want people, even, sorry, for everybody will go one day, even when you're gone, you want to be known for this, right? So, what are they?
All right. For me, as you said, and just as my dear sister here rightly explained, um, everyone, or I say, let me use myself as an example of a young man. Uh, we have a particular legacy we want to drop in the world. Things that we can say that are dying off in the world that we can rejuvenate. Understand? So for me, I think empathy and compassion is dying in the world. In the event for survival, in the event to achieve more, we have empathy and compassion is gradually decaying. There is no longer love. There is no longer charity. Understand? You hardly see people talk about charity again. They will tell you to go and hustle. You don't want to know how you survive, how you make that money, or how you make that wealth. So everybody is heading for survival. Understand? So for me, I think in order for us to build a legacy, or for me to build a legacy, or the legacy I cherished, is how I can be able to create a world where compassion and empathy is still being emphasized and re-emphasized.
So, yeah, saying in essence that you're a person of compassion.
Exactly.
Okay.
God. And that is what I'm emphasizing for, and that is what I'm working for.
So,
Understand?
aside from compassion, there's no other personal values that you stand for.
Of course, you cannot be compassionate if you're not truthful, if you're not honest, if you don't have a good character. When you talk about legacy, you talk about good character. Understand? That differentiates it from the other aspect of achieving. Understand? Understand? So character is what defines legacy. From
How?
character,
How?
character defines legacy in the sense when you talk about legacy, you talk about integrity. And you cannot talk about integrity without talking about right character. You cannot talk about the right impact or positive impact of creating the world without talking about character. It's character defines your legacy. Let's use an instance of this wonderful place. The person who owned this place looked into the world. For him, he think their voices are lacking. Understand? I need the voice to be heard.
So stand up.
Understand? They will stand out in the world. And here we see we have Serenity TV. Understand? It is not in the character of the person to bring lost voices to the world. Understand? And in that is building a genuine. So character defines every legacy. But you want to talk about a good legacy, go and find out the integrity, the character of the person. Understand? The right settings, the right mind, understand the values, understand the impact the person intends to create in the world. So that's what differentiates the right legacy and the wrong legacy.
So in that sense, what you're trying to say right now is one cannot have the bad character and good legacy.
No, it is
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work. You can't give what you don't have. Nobody's God have it. You can't give what you don't have. Understand? It is fake. Because one day, the real truth about yourself will unveil. Yeah.
Okay, Miss Cynthia, in your own opinion, what makes a man truly admirable and commendable? I would say, yes, this person actually has a good legacy. In your own opinion.
Within my own opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I would say what this particular person is dishing out to the community. And this comes to what I call two things. Contribution. Then contribution is contribution to the contribution to yourself first. What have you been learning every day? Keep on asking your question each day. You have to ask you have to ask yourself a question. What have I learned today? And that's what am I taking at the end of the day? There must something you have to go home with, a new thing, a new ideas. The other one is cultivation in yourself. Once you learn, before you dish out anything to another person, have that thing had to be in you. Yeah, it had to show in you. Like once you leave, someone will like, okay, I see Miss Cynthia that. What can I say about this particular person? If someone can say a good thing about you, that means you have already cultivated in yourself. It's already inbuilt in yourself. The other one is cultivating in others. What impact have you made in others? So, what have you contributed in someone? How do you lift this person? Have you given someone a hope to live? You understand? So if I see a man that has this thing, I would say that this person has this attribute.
Some ladies would disagree with you because what they focus more on is wealth, riches, and they say yes, once this person is a good giver or whatever, the person has a good legacy and all, right? So now when you're coming from this angle of having the same core values with you and the rest, there is this thing. I'm sorry, I beg to differ, right? Sorry, I beg to digress. There's this thing that when the lady is about to get married, right? You go, so we got.
Yeah.
So now something also you think is when a family is known for this, that thing is more of a legacy. Like if the family has a good character and then the rest of it, you think that is what they are known for is also a legacy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When we talk about using that example, yeah, it could be a legacy. Understand? Because let's use our Igbo, the African setting
Yeah.
for marriage. Like myself as a young man going to get married to a lady. Definitely, I would like to get the right woman or the right lady. And not just knowing the person, I will also have to trace the family. Understand? So when you come into a family, you see that there is a quiet, obvious upbringing of values that was inculcated to them by the parents, either alive or dead. Understand? And that value stands for that family. And that is why you see in a community say they start using a particular family to make reference. Look at this family, see the way they're living their life, they value, they cherish. You see people going there. So That is the essence why the young people, not just men alone, everyone should be able to start now to build values. The values you live on now, the values you create now can stand not just for you right now, can also stand for the generations yet unborn. And it will keep speaking for you and your family. That is why using this as a particular example, you see people referring to this family. So assuming that you lived a right life, lived a good legacy behind, in no distant time or next generation, people will keep tracing your family, people will keep referring to your family, thereby paving way for the generation, for the children.
All right. Okay. Let's quickly go on a short break, guys. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. All right, guys. Welcome back from that very short break. We are still in the studio and we are still discussing what kind of legacy a young man into this world has to have or should be known for at the long run. Okay, so now, sir, um, I would like to know: do you personally have any mentor or okay, yes, every young man in today's world has to have a mentor, and I don't think you are any different from that. So, what have you learned from this person in so far? Like, what will you say this is the value this person left for me, and what you've learned from this person?
All right, thank you for that question. Yeah, anyone who wants to succeed in life must actually have a mentor, and he who wants to also live the life for the other must also have something he might have learned from the other. And that is why we say that we are not alone in the world. We live because the other is. So I will say for myself, I have mentor and I also have someone that inspires me more, though the person might be dead. I have like I said, a saint
Mm,
that inspires me as a Catholic, and
okay.
also have a physical mentor, someone also who contributed to my life today. So I would say that Saint John Bosco contributed and shaped my life. Understand his idea of the street sense. Understand mentoring the young people. That's when you talk about Saint John Bosco, you are talking about his love for the young people. Understand bringing them from the street, then giving them home, shelter, education, and crafts, just as my sister said, understand essential things that can build them up and also mentor them. So his life shaped me in many ways. Right from my childhood, I wish to be a Catholic priest, and then I was looking at the life of Saint John Bosco, how we can contribute to the society good for the young ones. So coming also, I have someone who also mentored me in one way or the other. Today I'm grateful to that person. Um, there are two also. The person of Jude School of Mr. Jude School of Anambra State. He met me when I was growing up. He came to my place.
Yeah.
He saw me as young and vibrant as I was, and then he said, "Young man, I think you have a lot of potential that needs to be mentored." He wrote to my family,
Wow.
and I joined him to Lagos. Going to Lagos, live with him, stay with him. Though he's a minister of God and also had a foundation,
Okay.
understand Catholic Vocation Foundation like that, and
Mm,
take care of the poor, the youth as well. So from that, I saw his lifestyle, understand his love for the young ones, his impact in the community, just as my sister said,
mm,
understand. So all those things shaped my life. And then the other person is a reverend father, my cousin and uncle, who based in US, understand Reverend Magnum Cezana, his contribution for the youth, understand. So there must be someone whose life, understand, one way shaped your own life, and gives you the idea of trying also to live that same life. That is why the philosophy of the good must be done and evil avoided should be we should keep re-emphasizing it. If I'm able to learn something from somebody, I should be able to impart that on the other person imparting that. And so then we are healing the world. So these individuals shaped my life.
Okay.
So they are my mentor.
So have you been there? Was there any point in your life you just you had a challenge and you'd be like, what is this man gonna do if he was in this situation? Like your mentor. Or you just you pick up your phone. Is it quite accessible? You call him on phone and tell him, sir, this is kind of
Yes,
seeing and facing and
exactly. That is the duty of a mentor. Like myself, I also have mentees.
okay.
Understand? The mentor must be available for his mentee at all time. If you want to be a good mentor, you must be available, you must be accessible, you must be intentional at all time. Understand? Because at most times your mentees are confused. Understand? At many times they come up with issues that affect them and they will need someone, understand, to talk to about that. Understand? So at that time you see them calling on you, understand, picking on you for either an advice or support. So it is the duty of the mentor to respond.
Hmm.
Understand? Your response might not be that you must be monitored to respond.
Yeah.
You can also actually guide that person. That is why you're a mentor. You are like a pillar they are looking out for to stand.
Okay.
Yes.
So now in the traditional culture, do you think the traditional culture can help boost, someone's legacy, or do you think it hinders it?
No. The traditional culture, when you talk about tradition, you are talking about value, you are talking about morals, you are talking about land rules, you are talking about a way of life for people. Understand? And we are also talking about legacy. So I think tradition has actually helped in many ways. The positive, though, we have negative traditions and positive traditions. And whenever I'm talking about legacy, I'm talking about the positive legacy. Understand? Because people's ideas of legacy differ. There are those who see criminality as legacy. I can become a politician today and then bringing one policies and the others, and then thinking I'm creating legacy. Well, I'm not actually creating legacy. Then the layman out there will think how will be hailing me, thinking I'm doing something for the society, not knowing that out of the 10 I give, I'm taking 100. That is not legacy. Understand? So there are way culture and tradition shapes our life. The way culture and tradition help in promulgating legacy. Understand? So I will say in many ways the positive cultures are good for legacy. Understand? So the issues of maybe business, education, understand the apprenticeship level, understand that we see in families in different cultures, their legacy. We have many Igbo millionaires today, understand, because of the legacy of what? Early skillfulness or trade, apprenticeship skill or knowledge. These are the legacies of Igbo man, understand, to the world. Understand? So you cannot say that that legacy is a wrong one.
Please, I have this question.
Yes.
Lest I forget. Do you think fathers
Yes.
they have a legacy, a foundation they've laid so far, right?
Yeah.
And the child grows through that.
Yeah.
Does this really help them, or let's look at it positive and negative? Does it really help them in who they become in the next generation?
Yeah.
There is this scene that I don't know if it's the same thing,
Okay.
but in the situation whereby your father knows this person,
Yeah.
you understand?
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
in this Nigerian scenario whereby Onyekema
Yes.
can help you to where you want to go. So do you think that thing, that friendship and knowing people in the society, people that matter in the society, is another form of building good legacy?
For me, knowing people in the society is not actually legacy. The essence of familyhood, the parent, the child relationship with his or her parents is for them to be guided and given the necessary skill they need to develop themselves and then assert themselves in the society. We are not promoting a family crazy of godfatherism.
Okay.
Understand, whereby I raise my child and then I start to giving hope of survival through my connections or my friends. We are that is not legacy. That is a negative legacy. It's not legacy. You should be able to make your child independent. You should be able to conquer the right value, give the child the necessary, the basic and necessary things he needs to survive. Understand that will make him stand on himself. And one of them is the family love, the family charity, the family time, education. Education can come in many ways. Then skin acquisition and many other things. When the child grows up to adulthood, he can stand without looking at the parents. You see most billionaire children now, they will say, I don't want to depend on my father. There are many. You cannot tell me that Bill Gates' son will like to depend on his father's wealth. No, they would like to create their own life. Bill Gates is living his own legacy. His own legacy is in the world. The son or the daughter will like to create their own. So that is what it's all about. But every child needs a guiding step. Understand? That is why the parents are there to help them understand and water that beginning. But the watering of the beginning should not be on connection.
Okay, thank you very much. Miss Cynthia, right now in a relationship or relationship, do you think the kind of legacy a man builds for himself can be affected by the kind of woman he marries or who he may be dating?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, when I said earlier, I said when you talk about legacies, it's all about yourself. Sorry, I want to go back to what my brother here was saying before when you talked about if a culture, or tradition can help boost legacy.
Yeah.
I wanted to disagree disagree
No
with some
problem.
certain things. Yeah. When you talk about legacy, it's about you. Do you understand? Yes, like he said, culture, our tradition or whatever has already given us the right values. Have given us the doctrines, have given us the laid down rules.
Yeah.
It's left for you to follow that rule. You to say, I give horse. You can force a horse to the stream, but you can't force it to drink the water. So you can let that down rules, and at the end of the day, the person will not follow it. So that's why it's have to see fall back to you yourself, talking to yourself, telling yourself the truth. So now why coming to the relationship of a thing, as a man that you want to get married or you are married or you are in a relationship, the way you live your life, the way you are living your life will determine the kind of woman that you marry. And that's why when you come to this society of a thing, you find out that there are so many divorces here and there. That's because we don't get our facts right. You understand? Some ladies don't know what they want. Like you said, some people think legacy is all about what he or she has accumulated. It's not about it. You understand? It's not about the integrity of you accumulating those words. You understand? What is the behind? It's not what we are seeing, the physical things we are seeing. It's what the effort you made. What did you do to get these things? People have words. What did they do to get these words? People kill for words. So you can't tell me that someone that have built many things, when this person have legacy, but what the person did to get those things, that's what you will think about. That's what the question you have to ask yourself. So we ladies, the men marries the wrong one because when they leave a wrong legacy, they get the wrong person.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And as a lady, that's why you have to know what you want in a man. For instance, if I want to get married, I need to get a man who I know that built a strong parachute for others to fall. Like when someone build a parachute and you are using it, you have this confidence that yes, this person has built this. You trust this person that even when you are flying with this, you have this feeling that you're not going to get harm. You understand? So it's the right legacy for a man to build is having a strong parachute that people can fall with without having this doubt on themselves. So if we can have these men think and get the right legacy, I think they'll be able to get the right women or Eventually to
I
marry.
think joining to what my sister said, personally for me, um, just in addendum to that,
Yeah.
um, one of my greatest fear today is the right lady that will champion the same right legacy. It is a very critical question that every young man or young lady must ask himself vis-a-vis building legacy and having the right partner that will also join you in that legacy. You can have a legacy and have a wrong woman, and that legacy will get destroyed. You can have the right vision, understand, and you have the wrong woman with you, and that vision will collapse. So it is one of my greatest fear today is not about money. It's not about influence. It's not about connection. It's not about even life. But the right woman that will join me, understand, and we will build on this legacy. Because I have a dream, not just for myself, but for the world and what I want to leave for posterity.
Yeah.
Understand? Now, who is that person that will cling to that? So that is the reason why every responsible young man or young lady must always go for a man that has similar vision. We should stop the pretense. If you are dating a young guy or you're dating a man and the man try to be open to tell you his dreams for life, his values, what he intends to achieve in the world, you must be able to tell yourself, are they in line with your own values, your own impact, your own kind of legacy? You might be the man who is thinking about the other, and the wife you want to bring is a selfish wife. You must be able to tell yourself, are they in line with your own values, your own impact, your own kind of legacy? You might be the man who is thinking about the other, and the wife you want to bring is a selfish wife who care only about herself. In short doing, you cannot actually promulgate that legacy you want to leave. Understand? You see good men, good people who want to extend to the world, but the wife they have is drawing them back. Like in my society, in my village, is this man that he is very wealthy. He's a custom officer, but he doesn't like to do charity. He doesn't like to care for us, for the youths, the people around. Despite the kind of mansion he built, he's supposed to tie that road.
Yeah.
Understand? But because of his kind of nature, his kind of passion, understand, he reserved it on himself. But in a different aspect, he married the right woman. You see that the right woman. This man will come whenever they are returning, he will get things for everyone. Understand? And secretly, when she wants to do charity, she does it secretly behind the man. When she sees us, she says, come. So what are you doing? How far about your education? Most of the support, let me use myself practically, most of the support I got when I was growing up is from that woman. You see, now when I sit myself, I say, okay, as when you want to come and go to visit them, she will tell you, don't come. She will schedule where she will come and meet you to do that because she's afraid of the man she married. So you can see two life, understand, conflicting. One is leaving a legacy that should balance. The other is an officer. The other one is wealthy, yes, I understand. But his own aspect of legacy is not on compassion. It's not an extension of the other person, not on the community. Understand? So it is very, very essential that if you are mingling with a lady or you are mingling with a man and you have a perspective for the world, you have a life you want to live in the world, you ought to find the right man or the right woman so that vision will continue. If not, you will be stuck.
Okay. Okay, so one more question before our time is already fast.
Yeah.
Now, I just in a few seconds or minutes.
Yeah.
What mistakes do you think that young men make when pursuing this area of legacy? What mistakes do you think they are making currently that will really affect them in future?
Yes, many young men are making a lot of mistakes. One, they have lacked the true definition of legacy. We need to redefine legacy. Understand? Two, most young men are not intentional. Understand? And three, influence is affecting life, legacy, the life you want to live. Understand? For you to really have a good legacy or leave a good legacy, you have to be intentional and you have to avoid influences, negative influences that might affect you. So you have to stand out on your own self, know what you want, and know the good and the impact of what you are, the positive aspect of it, and keep building it. Legacy is not a thing of today, it's a long life, a long process. It's something that takes time. Gradually, they may not value it today, but in the nearest future, as time goes, people will start coming back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Ma. So it's nice having you guys in the studio. We really appreciate. All right, guys. You all have heard it. Try as much as possible to build a good legacy for yourself. And when we are talking about legacy, we don't really only our concern and focus is not only on the men, even on the women too. What kind of legacy too are you living for yourself out there? Do well to drop a comment on our comment section. Follow us on our Facebook handles on Serenity TV and YouTube. You can watch the episode again and again on our YouTube channel. Drop your comments there. On our TikToks, same thing. Also on our Instagram, Serenity TV. Do well to drop your comments on all our social media platforms, and we'll do well to respond. I remain your host, Goodness Chisholm, and from all of us here at Serenity TV, do have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you.